Yo, 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 what up? Yo, I appreciate you guys for watching though. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. I need a little time. I need a little time to try to figure this out. Alright. Uh-oh. Let's see. Let's see what this 1 hour is about. This is the 1 hour. 5. Alright, let's see. There's a lot of gaps. Alright, so damn, I wonder if that could be it. Let's see, because what I was kind of seeing right here is a lot of times when we hit a gap like this and then we come back to it, that's usually the tap that we need. And that would have already been 50, 60 pips up. So I'm wondering if this could be the possible move starting to go back up. From here to here is 67. Yeah, I would have rather been in from right here. Dang, that's the one thing I'm worried about. One thing I'm worried about. What do I see? What do I see? We see a gap here. We see a 4 hour there. Let's see what this daily. We see a daily here. Damn, could that have been the tap? Could that have been the tap we were waiting for? No, it would have already happened. Hmm. Man, I wonder if that's the move, because damn, that is like the second tap that we usually look for too, when it taps that gap. And this being on the daily, this should be the hourly. Uh, we could also do a 4 hour gap. And then there's a 4 hour there, there's a 15-minute model one. Oh, ain't nothing closed below yet, so going off of that, I don't think we could consider that. I mean, here, oh, this would be it, maybe. But then that means this would be a 1 hour gap. And technically, it's still a 1 hour gap. starting to come down. All right. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. I do see it coming down to these levels. My original idea is that it needs to come down here. I think it needs to sweep this Asia right here. So it's going to sweep this Asia and come up, I believe, tonight. inside bar. I think he's gonna start moving up right here. My kind of idea was something like this. Yeah, we're just gonna wait and see though. Like I said, I want to see it start coming down here. I need to start figuring out what I need to do so I can figure out how it's gonna come down here. Let's see what time it is. 1:50. Alright, I think it's gonna move right here at the 50 candle. Next candle is gonna start moving up. Alright. Oh, damn, flipped right there on that same candle. Alright, is that the move now? Gonna come down? Let me see, let me see. There it goes. So it is gonna still come up here, I believe. But I think this is the reason why I'm thinking it's gonna reject off here, because it could be like the shift right here, and then it's gonna come back here to retest that, and then that's when it's gonna hit this, and then it's gonna create a SMT right here, and that's where I'm trying to figure out. I need to try to figure out where's the levels gonna be at. I think it could be somewhere around these levels down here, but like I said, I gotta try to figure that out. I know I can figure it out. I just gotta spend enough time looking at it, but yeah, let's see what we can do. Let's get this back on the higher time. Okay, that actually, let me see too there, the daily. Actually, let me write that down right now before I forget. Gotta have that. Alright. Let's see. Alright, let's see. And then right here we need to be. comes. Here it comes. All right. All right. Let's see. Holy shit. All right. The next higher low is this daily candle. So what am I gonna want to see? That is exactly what we're looking at. Well, actually that's the low. That's why. Damn, here it comes, here it comes. All right, let's see what's happening. I think there's going to need to be a SMT. London starts at 3, so it'll be right here. This is London start. Yeah, I think the next move is, so what I'm thinking is going to happen is there's definitely going to be an SMT somewhere down in these levels, and I think that could be the possible move to go back up. I need to try to figure it out though. Like I said, if I can't see it, then I'm just not gonna take nothing. But so that's a daily gap. Is there anything on the weekly? Weekly's still down there. So let's see the 3-day. What is the 3-day? Oh, it's still like that. So it's the daily where we're gonna have the issue at. So we have a low here, and then there's that high. Alright, so that's that daily low and high. And we're in a daily gap. Actually, let me fix that daily gap. That's in the daily gap also. And then you skip the 4 hour, you go to the 1 hour. And then you should see some kind of hourly CRT in these levels. But it goes back to kind of what I'm saying. Let me see real fast. Check this, double check this list. So, well, I need to do that too. I need to open up some session opens. Session open will be midnight. So midnight will be 12 a.m. would be true day open. And then we could save that as oh yeah, we have it true day open. Perfect, true day open. And then London would be 130. Let's see. London would be 130, same thing. London open and true open. And then the Asia open will be 730, which would also be 1930. 1930, and that would be the Asia open. So the reason why I use these true opens is, and then the calendar. Let's see what this counts. Actually, I think I have one right here. Right here, calendar. So first was here. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 more days. So with the true day open would be the second Monday. So it'd be the 8th. The open price of the second Monday, which would be the 8th. Maybe somewhere over here. Second Monday. So it'll be September 8th. And Monday at 6 a.m. Monday at 6 a.m. Monday at 6 a.m. Oh yeah, right here. Monday at 6 a.m. And that is true week open. True week open. Alright. So that's where I'm seeing. Okay, this move I believe is gonna be somewhere under here. Oh shit, yo, my bad. Just seen the chat right now. I was just looking over that stuff. I didn't even have the chat up. I had it back. What's up? Let me read. Europe. What's up? How you doing, bro? So we still in the moon tonight? Haha. Bro, flipping some hard papers. Oh yeah, that's my notebook. The CPI move. What CPI move? The one from earlier today? Is okay. Hi. I know you locked in. Yeah. Yeah, I was just looking over that. I'm thinking the move is gonna possibly happen unless this is the move right here. Because it's like I talk about, there's always like when you get into a gap, it usually taps it 2 times like that. And if it taps it 2 times, this is usually where you take your trade at. And when you look at it, there's a CRT right there at that level. But I just don't see no Model 1 that I really like. But this, I'm wondering if this could be a Model 1 right here. This would be the area you might want to, it might retest this. Let's see. Oh, let's see. So we have a true Asia, true, and look at the true day open, true week open. Okay. So if we're in the 4-hour gap, same thing. Same thing. 4-hour CRT. And it's at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. So that means 5 minutes. Yeah, I need to check this. Quarter 3. I would like to tap 50% at fair value gap. Well, like I said, there's 2 scenarios. It's either going to touch this or this is the tap right here. And that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. But if this is the tap before going up, then that means this was the real move to keep going all the way up too. So that's why I'm trying to confirm, is this the real move? So that way I know this is the real move to continue up. But it goes back to, I think it'll be a SMT on silver. I gotta look at silver right now. Oh man, this thing is closing. Cool. That would be the 15. So let me see what this 4 hour is looking like. Oh, and the 4 hour is actually creating a CRT. So let's see this 4 hour. So here, so this would be the 15 minutes. See the 4 hour, and the 4 hour will be this next candle. And I think this is where London is starting. Oh no, not yet. Let me see. So that would be the 3 o'clock. That it will be at London. Let's see, so 4 hour will be, the 4 hours creating a Model 1. No, the 4 hours is on the CRT. Unless you consider these, but the thing is if the move is gonna, if the entry is gonna be in this next 4 hour candle, then that means that it'll be right here at this point. So so it goes back to this. You would have to anticipate this being the bottoms, which is why you would take that as your second bounce. Or now, since you can't confirm if it's the right one or not, you would wait for the third candle, because that'll be when this should start to distribute. So it should start forming and at least give you some kind of confirmation. So this area you could start trying to get into it. But that's why it's important to make sure you're trading the third candle, because that one you have more confirmation and you could line up the time with it. So this will be the 4 hours. So if I go to the 15 minute, that means that means right here on this 15-minute that the trade won't happen until after this line right here, because that would be technically the third candle on the 4-hour CRT. So it goes back to kind of, that's how, like, say you don't want it to be happening over here, because then it's going to be too soon, because that'll still be in the second candle. The third candle is in this candle over here, so that's where this third candle over here is going to be. So on this third candle is where you want to take your trade at, but that doesn't happen until after this line right here. So that means you still would have to wait till after this line to take it in that trade. And if you take it on this, then that means you're assuming this is going to continue up, which it possibly could. It looks like a Model 1 kind of that. But then, like, it goes back to kind of what I'm saying is that you would have to confirm this is that move. But then if the Model 1 is happening on the 4-hour, then that means, like how we're saying, oh, this could possibly be a Model 1, boom, you know, wicking into or whatever. But we also haven't swept nothing. This is like internal, so that's not a valid. That's not that valid. And then next step is that if you're looking at it on the 4-hour, then you have to go to the weekly to see if you see a CRT on the weekly. And we don't see no CRT on the weekly, so how could that be a 4-hour Model 1 if it's not lining up with the CRT? So the only way we see something lining up is right here on the 4-hour, possibly even the daily. When you go to the daily, you could, I mean, I guess you could kind of say these three are the Model 1 idea. So I mean, this is the third candle now technically, so it goes back to that. So if this is the Model 1 on the daily, then this is the third candle that you want to trade, which ends up being this being the bottom, meaning this is where you would want to be taking your trade at, because that would be the third candle on the daily, which would be this candle right here, I believe. But it goes back to kind of what I've seen too. It's like about like macro times is like your trade, you would want your trade to be at the 50 or at the 15, not on those numbers specifically, but after the 45 and before the 15, and all the way up until, so pretty much right when the clock hits 45, that's where you want the fair value gap to get tapped at, and then all the way up to the next hour of the 15-minute. If it happens before the 45 but after the 15, it's also not as valid. So you'll see over time which ones are the best ones and which ones are the ones that run. Go to the ones that actually do run 500 pips. Look at what time the fair value gap got tapped at, and that will let you know what time you should be looking for the tap if you want that same trade that you're kind of back testing. So that's why it's important. But this could this, like I say, that's what I look for when I'm looking for like they say, there's always a second tap. So I was trying to debate, that's when I wasn't too sure if this was either going to be the second tap or not. And I still don't know for sure. There's sometimes that there's times when I find it and I just know for sure this is the second tap, but for some reason this one is just not. I kind of didn't have enough time to really look at it, to be honest. But actually, now looking at it this way, this would have been your fair value gap, like you would have wanted to take a trade at. This is gonna break through. So what happens is this usually breaks through, and then this, you're gonna get a close outside of the range like that, and then it's gonna be the next candle, and then it's gonna hopefully be these ones that start moving up like that, which would be, this is just inverted, so it'll just be like that. So it is kind of still following along, but I'm just wondering if it's gonna do this instead. So if it does this instead, I'll rather take this instead. But then it goes to, if this closes above here, it's like that model that I posted not too long ago, where you'll use this as your gap. and then but this has to close above this previous candle, and if it does that, then the next candle most likely will tap into here and then start pushing up towards your previous high, and that would almost kind of confirm even more, that we do need to kind of go up. But it goes to this too, is that we're under a true Asia open, we're under a true day open. So where you would want to take the trades is underneath all of these. But I do see a true week open, and I'm just wondering if the higher time frame, which would go back to what I was saying about the closing below area would give us this trade underneath the weekly open. It goes back to understanding, like, you want to be underneath a weekly open for buys and above it for sells. So that's kind of how you use those. Oh, I hope it didn't cut off. Oh, it's still live? Lit. Let's go. Yeah, my shit been cutting off a lot lately, but it seems like it's still working fine. Let's see how many people we got here. Oh, we only got one person. Oh, we got 6 likes though. Appreciate you guys for liking. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to focus on that right now. I need to figure out. But actually what will tell me is the quarters. So now this will be my next step. This is what I have in my model and stuff. I got to like go through the list and make sure everything I'm looking for is present. Inside the fire. Oh yeah, and then you want to be in the London session also. So since we're not in the London session, it goes back to this. This is why it's also important to understand that London will make the high or low. Like in these cases, it didn't do that, but that's because it's like consolidating. Whereas you kind of see the move right here. This is Asia, and then London sweeps it before moving up. This one, Asia did that, but even over here, like before the real move, you could see it consolidates. It consolidates from Sunday all the way. This is till Tuesday, and then this does the same thing. London makes the low, and this is what we want. We want to be inside of our trade during London, and we're already in profit, break even, and then New York opens up, and then it either pushes in our favor, or it comes back and hits our break even after we close partials and stuff. So that's why, like I say, is that when you look for something, it has to be able to repeat. Why is this not showing? That's why it's been acting up. Or actually, I need to refresh probably. That's why I've been tripping. All right, now let's see. This is just not working right now. All right, there it goes. And it also confirmed it with silver. So what do we see with silver? So we still see, let's see. Technically, we're still looking at, it's kind of, oh, actually, oh, here's a crack right here. I don't know if you're still watching. Are you still watching? Comment, and I'll tell you something right now. I'll show you how to notice a crack. Alright, so let's see, we have that at 2 and that at 2. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Not yet, not yet, not yet. I'm waiting because now I need to figure out where the crack is at in this SMT. So that's what's next. So what I see right here is, I'll show you right here. This is kind of like an easy crack, but this is like an idea of it. Like you see how this low right here on this CRT, it broke the low. And then when you look at this on silver, you'll notice it didn't break the low. So there's a crack right there in that. So that could have been the sign right there, which is what's pushing this up. And then let me see what this one is doing. Oh, you know what? That might do it. Not yet, not yet, not yet. I'm not taking nothing yet. Not taking nothing yet. But the reason why kind of too is what I'm saying about on like a bigger, because obviously that's just one candle, but when you go to like when you're kind of zooming out, you're still in sync, which is, this is still valid. Let me see, this is at 2115. And then right here is at 2115. Oh, actually, let me see. This is Tuesday 2115. Tuesday 2115. Yeah, so look. All right. So on a bigger like scale though, you see this right here? They're both pretty much in sync still. So everything is still kind of aligned. So what will usually happen is one will be that's where you'll call like a SMT divergence, where let's say for instance silver stays like this, it keeps making lower high, which is means it's gonna keep just going up like this, and then come back and then kind of keep going like that. Whereas in gold should make a lower high. Same way with that one candle that I just pointed out, this one should be like this now, and then go up like that. So that'll be like the crack in the sense where this one is just going like the SMT, just going up, and then this one is going, it goes down first and then up. So it's just like it's fractal right here on this one candle on the hourly, like I was pointing out how I said this one break the low and then this one doesn't break the low. Oops. Then you go to the hourly. Yeah, right here. So like I was saying, in this case, it's just the same idea, where that was the low and then this one was the low, and it never broke it. So that caused that SMT right there, where that SMT, now this is an SMT going this way. And that's why you got the push. But what I'm saying is this is just on a smaller time frame, where if you go like onto a 1 minute, that's where the crack is at. It's like right there, and then you go to this 1 minute, and that's where the crack is at right here. So you could see this one is clearly going like this, and this one is clearly going like that. And then that's what will push it up. But what I'm saying though is that if this is going to be a bigger move, then it needs to be on a bigger time frame also. You can't have a SMT on the 1 minute trying to trade the weekly move or something, So if you're taking a bigger move like a 4-hour CRT or a weekly CRT or something, the SMT would be on those higher time frames that align with it. But I always say too is like the smaller time frames happen first, so you're gonna see everything that needs to happen. SMT, Model 1, perfect push up, and then it gets rejected there, and then it comes down, and then it does it all over again, but on a bigger time frame. Now this is just one SMT, and then it does the move kind of a thing. So yeah, so that's kind of what I'm going to wait for, is I need it to be also in London. That's also an important thing. If you look at where we're at currently at right now, we're still in Asia. So just basing it off of just that alone, I also want to see it coming down here too. I mean, I could be wrong. Like I said, this could be the bottom and then it just continue up. But what I'm going to want to see is something start coming down. But I'm not too for sure yet. Like when I know it's, yeah, it could be a trap. But it goes back to kind of what I'm saying is that London needs to be the low. So if London needs to be the low, then that means no matter what you think, this is not the low, because when London opens up, it's still going to need to come down here and then go up. But then, like I said, I could be wrong, but that's why I say you have a model that you follow. And if certain things need to happen, then that's what needs to happen. And if it doesn't, it's fine if you miss it. You just need to make, if you want this trade now, like I'm saying, if this is a model you want and it's not the same model that you always trade, then you have to figure out a whole nother model. And then this will have its own criteria. In this case, Asia's the low and it moves at this time, so on and so on. But for, like I said, what I've already figured out with the model that I know, and the reason why, like, you also have to understand it's like the quarterly theory part of it. And what I mean by that is, yo, Pablo, my boy. So yeah, like I was saying though, is that, what the hell? Shit's tripping right now. Oh, there it is. What's good though, Pablo? Any questions, Pablo? Any questions? Ooh, this thing is moving though. Nah, but yeah, no, I was saying though is that that's kind of what I possibly could be going on. But I could be wrong. Like I said, if this ends up being the second tap, like how I'm saying, then that is a big move already. That's already 100 pips. So if this ends up being the right move, then it is what it is. I wasn't prepared. I got on not too long ago, so I barely got on like somewhere around here. So I would have had to been able to figure it out kind of fast. But it goes back to what I'm saying is that if I like to see it in a London low, then no matter how good it is, it's gonna make it seem like it's everything you want besides it being in a London low and then it not be the right one. See, look at perfect timing. It's like right when you start assuming, oh, it's going up, you would have wanted to take a buy right here, like FOMO, and then it goes right against you. But yeah. Oh damn. Yeah, yeah. All right. But yeah, so that's what I need to try to figure out. So like I'm saying is what I want to try to figure out is if this is going to be the move, then damn, wonder if that is. Let me see. This was your first push up. Oh, damn. That's right at the 75. So yeah, let's see if this ends up being. I mean, it does look like the Model One. I mean, well, technically, no, because it goes back to kind of what I'm saying about um, you need a wicket into, perfect. You got that. Then you got to close below, perfect. You got that. But then you also need to close above here. You need to close above here. So that's exactly why it's also getting rejected pretty hard right there, because you need to close above that. If you don't close above that, then it's still not valid yet. So what you're gonna have to wait for is it for it to close above here, and then you want it to touch the gap inside of this over here on this side. So it goes back to kind of what I'm saying is that it's almost it's almost like it's gonna happen too soon. And if it happens before that, then it's not the right one, because that's it goes back to where I was saying about the timing. And then this is at the 45, so this will be the next 45 candle. So was it the close above the candle it wicked into the level? Yeah, like I mean you could use I guess you could use different levels too. You could almost even use this level, but and then say, oh, that closed above, and then this is your first gap. I mean, I guess you could kind of say that. I mean, it's kind of still valid. I mean, you could even say this, boom, close above, here's your first gap. So I mean, I could see that. It goes back to this, what I'm kind of saying too, though, is that if this ends up being the move, that it's the second tap and you don't have to do anything else and it just starts to move from that, then yeah, then this is everything you would want to see. The one thing I just let's see, damn, the thing is moving though. But it goes back to kind of what I'm saying is this hourly still has to close. So this hourly still has to close, and that's still 25 minutes away. So it's either going to keep pushing up for the next 25 minutes, or it's going to start rejecting at some point and then still end up closing below here. So that's the one thing too, is you have this hourly candle is going to have to close. If this closes above here, I might try to see if we could possibly take a trade coming out of this box right here. Damn, what the heck? If it needs to retest that, because this closure above is there's a reason why it's closing above that whole candle like that. So if it closes above that, then the next candle should come in here and start moving up. But like I say, it's still 25 minutes, so it's still going to be a little bit. Oh yeah, and then the quarters, that's what I was supposed to look for. So it goes back to this. Now the next level, the next step in the playbook that I have, the big old list that I got, it's not even it's quite a bit of things on the list, but it's not hard things. It's just like just knowing London is one of the is part of it. London needs to be the low. That's not it's not hard to understand, but it also adds one more layer to the whole system. So it's not just as easy as remembering two things. You have to remember like 10, 12 things, but some of them are just easy things like that. So if we're on the 1 hour, that means alright, 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 alright. Oh yeah, right here. That's what I wanted to see. Alright. So on the daily cycle, on this, let's see what this is like. No. And you see, that's another thing too, is I don't see no SMT really. So you would want to see a SMT that's kind of going across multiple quarters. I mean, this kind of does, but that's on a small time frame. It's not right, I don't think. So let me zoom out a little bit actually. Go to this 15. Let me see. Okay. Oh, actually, damn. Okay, so look at this. So I see this right here, and that's going across multiple quarters, which is down here. So that means silver would have to be, that's where, I mean, if it is, then that's where I could have missed it. Where if silver has the, oops. Alright, so let's see, let's go to this 15. Put this hourly. Oh, no, 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 actually it's still good. Yeah, so like I say, this is what's throwing me off right here, is the fact that this is the same way. It shouldn't be the same way like that. One should be cracked. That's the only thing I could think of. Let's see. Monday, 1845. 18, yeah, no, no, no. See, we're still in line. Like, everything is still in line. So, it goes back to following the plan. If the plan says SMT, then no matter how good it looks, that's what you have to wait for. You have to wait for the SMT. And that's what we're going to wait for. So it goes back to, like I say, it's gonna suck feeling like, damn man, I can't, I want to take a trade. You're gonna feel like you missed a lot of moves. I mean, I'm saying this is, I don't know if this is not or not, like I said, so that's why I'm waiting it out too. Like, I want to see it come down. But why I don't believe it is the move is because if it requires SMT and it doesn't have an SMT, then that's one step that's important that I'm willing to not just take a trade. And if I miss it, I miss it. But if I end up being right and it comes down, then I end up saving myself because I follow the plan. So that's why I'm kind of saying too, is like it's important that you follow the plan, because you know that's what's going to save you at the end of the day. But like I say, I've seen enough though to know that I've seen enough of them though to know that it just needs to happen in specific quarters. And then also understanding, well, actually that did SMT right here. It's kind of tight, but let me check over here, silver. Like that, right? So let's go to where this is at. Oh, nope. See, still everything's still in line. See, it's still the same thing. So that's what I kind of goes to, is that I'm gonna take my idea, and then it goes back to this. You gotta understand. Oh, damn, it's pushing. I might be wrong too, so who knows? But let's see. We're still not in London yet. Oh, we might be actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, London is like a weird number at that weird time. Oh, we have core PPI. So I think that might be something too to push it. Oh man. Damn. That thing's pushing though. Damn, that might have been the move then, the second tap. That's just what I wasn't. I mean, I was kind of looking for that, but I just couldn't. Like I said, I couldn't confirm. I mean, it's valid though. We're inside of a gap on a daily gap, and then you have a 1 hour model CRT. And if it's a 1 minute, so you should see a 5 minute model one. I just kind of don't see no 5 minute model one though. Let's see. Nah, I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't think it's gonna go up. I think it's trying to trap. Then London's gonna come down, something like that. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching though. Appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Hey, we got 4 people watching. Let's go. Hey, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. Let's hit that like and subscribe. I'll keep cooking right now. Let's see. Let's see. Damn. It's kind of looking nice though. It's looking nice. All right. I want to try an experiment. All right. This is my idea right here. Well, actually, that is the level it broke above. This will be level 1. And I guess you could say that's like level 2. Alright, so this will be level 2 right here. So if it's not the move, then what I want to see is a close above here in the next 3 minutes. What I want to see is, I want to see this candle close above this candle. And then after that, I want to see the next candle start moving its way back down and then moving like this and then coming back. I'm just gonna, like I say, that's what I want to see right here. What is the Nifty? Let's go. What's Nifty? Nifty 50 is the pair name. He said Nifty 50. That's crazy. Yo, good morning, Krish. What up? What's wrong with these candles, though? Is this the same pair? have this 4-hour CRT, it looks like. So let's see, this is where you would want it to have 15-minute. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Gap here. First fair value gap. Here it happened. And yeah. Yeah, it happened. Yeah, this is gonna go up to this level up here. That's for sure. Yep. It's gonna go up. That's what told you that pair is cooked. Well, this is what it's gonna do. This is on the 15-minute. So mark up your chart like this. Take a screenshot right here. I'm gonna put it nice and big so you can see it. Take a screenshot and then mark up your chart like that with the lines where these lines are at, and then you'll be able to map it out. This on the 15-minute. Just use the 4-hour CRT, pretty much easy. Like I said, just put a line at the top, put a line at the bottom, go to the 15-minute. Then you start looking for the wicking into, closing above, first fair value gap. Then you're going to start targeting, obviously, this high. But if this is, so, or actually, you'll do your 50%, which is, technically, we actually, damn, right at the 50. And look at where we get rejected, right? But what I believe is that what happens is a lot of times when the time lines up, because you can see this is also the third candle. So this is where you would want that tap at. It taps here, and usually when it taps up and it lines up with time, it usually damn, that one did have a long wick down. Kind of crazy. Yeah. All right, yeah, I'm done with that pair. That pair stinks. Oh, here we go. Let's see. All right, the 1 hour still got 6 minutes to close. Let's see, 5-minute. Haha. No, I'm playing, bro. I'm just playing. Alright, let's see what we on. Oh yeah, let's go to silver. Let's see what silver's cooking. Same thing. Daily open, let's see. Alright, look at this will be a good sign, because this is what I'm going to look for before I even know what I'm looking at, right? So what I would want to see is a close below previous area on the 1 hour. So let's see if that does. Okay, that does, but that technically didn't do it on this level. Okay, so let me see that level. Maybe it would be this level then. So you would need a close below here on the 1 hour, and we haven't yet. So I think that's where I'm kind of thinking we still need to come down, because that would give us the crack compared to and that would also be that possible third to fourth quarter SMT that we would want to see, which is also because the reason this is, well, My thing is that I think the decision point is down here, meaning it's the decision point. That it needs to go down here no matter what. Like this is the idea where it's either coming here to bounce or it's coming here to kind of keep continue lower. So that's where I kind of say the decision point. So it's gonna make a decision at that level, meaning it does have to go there, but it's just after that we're kind of stumped. But the thing is I'm seeing this on this weekly scale, um, monthly. So when would a monthly one? And then when is a monthly true open? Are we in a month? Oh yeah, we are in a monthly true open. So that means it needs to come down here. So then I'm wondering, damn. So wondering if it needs to come all the way down here. Because the true monthly open would be the second month of the time. Oh, let me see. Now I agree with you. That pair does stink. Man, it was so good before COVID, but after that, it shit went downhill. I mean, it's alright. It don't seem too bad. But I mean, that's kind of what I seen. I mean, the Model One showed up there, so I'm going to assume that it's going to up the. Actually, what I missed out though, I didn't check to see is that if it's inside of a gap, that's also important. Um, well, actually, technically, yeah, it looks like an opening gap. So that's what you want. You want this to be in a gap. Perfect. And look, it even tapped to 50. Yep. There it goes. Like kind of like we just said. See when time lines up, because this would be the third candle. It usually goes to the 100%. When it does that 50, is because it's going to like the move is still like that. The 50% would be that move right there. So it's not it goes to 50 because it's not the real one, and that's when the fair value gap gets tapped on the left side before this move right here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You better write that down. That's some game right there. Look at perfect. Hell yeah. That's what we want. You see that? That's why I say, guys, wait. Wait for the model, bro. We wait. We wait. That's all we have to do is patient. And look at how long it took, though. It took all the way till literally it's about to be it's 11:59 right now on my time, but in trading time it's 1:59. So literally 1 minute before, if you were FOMO, you would, oh, I'm taking it because it's gonna go up anyways. I might as well just hop in. That's the trap, like you just said earlier. That's what they're trying to do, and that's why I was saying is like when I was looking at it, it's either this is the second tap and it's gonna continue, or this is not the second tap. And then if I'm betting that it's not the second tap, then all of this is just to confuse you. It needs to come down still. And then it goes back to kind of what I'm saying is I believe SMT is important. So since gold and silver are still exactly the same, something is just not sitting right with me. And if it does continue up, then it's all right. It just went without me. It wasn't what I was looking for, anyways. That I can't repeat. Even if I take a buy right now and it goes up for 50 pips and I close, and then right after it jumps all the way down, I wouldn't consider that a good win because it's not what you said it was gonna do. Like, imagine somebody taking a trade right here or whatever, and then their TP is way up here, and then it just kind of does this, and then it goes. It's like even if you would have closed it at that part, that is not I don't consider that like a good win, because unless you were expecting it to come down at these levels, but then if you're expecting it to come down at these levels, why wouldn't you take a sell? Because that would have been the bigger move, right? So that's kind of what I'm saying is like there's wins, but then there's also like cheap wins. And if you take a cheap win, you can't celebrate that as if you're like the best trader in the world, because it, like, you can't repeat that in that sense of what I'm saying about, like, even if I took a buy in it and it was correct, it's like, and I closed 50, 60 pips, how do I repeat that? How do I do it again without just reading pure price action and then trying to, it's like you can't repeat that. But if I'm waiting for a London low, then no matter what, it has to be a London low. Like, so it goes to those type of things. There's things that have to happen whether you like it or not. And then now look at the 4 hour. Now the 4 hour is almost not going to be a CRT if it closes below at some point. So let's go to the 4 hour. How much longer? We got 2 hours left on the 4 hour. So that means we still got two 1 hour candles. So we got this 1 hour candle, and then we got one more before the next 4 hour candle. So it's almost like what I'm kind of seeing is I'm gonna want it to close like this, and then when the new 4 hour candle opens, that's the one that creates that SMT, and also it's the CRT, and then we're in at this bottom, and then if it breaks this low, then we know it wasn't the move we thought it was. But this is the thing, is that if this is the move, then how are we gonna find like where it's gonna target? And that's where I'm kind of saying is that that's part of the plan now. How do you find the next level? That where's this gonna bounce at? Like, is it gonna bounce here? Is it gonna bounce here? Like, that's the next step of finding this, and that's part of the model that I have, that I do, that you would look for. So you need to start looking for certain things after certain things start to happen. But it goes back to kind of what I'm saying is that if London is the low, then I don't care what you say or anybody, what people think, London has to be the low, meaning it has to come down here. So at some point it's going to come down here, and then that's where the move is going to be. And I think if the true open is also valid, where it might need to come down below here, and it could just come real quick. Like, it doesn't have to come like all the way down. And it could just be this tap right here, goes right into that. So this is the daily. So what I'm also gonna want to see though is also so this is also what I'm gonna want to see too, because you see this is the close below. So what I'm gonna want to see is one close below, and then another close below, and then it should be after that second candle close below. So that means I think it's going to be, the low will be not till this 5 to 6 o'clock, which is gonna be right before the CPI, because the move is obviously not gonna happen. So there's, or not CPI, PPI. There's different like different ways news affects it. So sometimes news will affect it, as in, let's say this is the low it needs to tap. It will send it there to go tap, and then go in the direction it's supposed to. Then there's also a version of, let's say it's going to go up. It already did this in London, and then New York is opening, and then we're right here for New York, and then right when the news comes out, it just continues in the way we're already going. And I'm not saying this is the direction. I'm just saying is like, whatever direction it chooses, there's two different ways of reading it. Where it's like, that's where I think too, it's like where the SMT comes into play, because at some point silver's going to need to make an SMT, and then gold is going to need to make an SMT. So in the case of it, it's going to be need to be like something like this. At some point, this is going to make a low, and then this is going to make a low. See, 21, 21. And then this is going to be a low. So this is either going to come down here to make the low, and then this one's not going to, and then this one's just going to continue. Or this one's will make the low, and then this one won't make the low. But it goes back to kind of what I'm saying about, I think what's going to give me the hint is that this is also something you guys got to understand. It's how these candles close. If you understand how they close underneath certain levels, that's when you start to understand, like how I'm saying is that you need a close below, you need one close below, and then you need another close below that previous candle, and then wherever this candle closes, as long as it tapped the key level that it was supposed to, the next candle after that should just start moving back up in the direction it's supposed to. But it goes back to kind of what I'm saying is I'm wondering if this is possibly just like an SMT to come down, because like we were talking about earlier, if you look at this SMT right here at the top, from here to here, you have it right here. Boom, boom. So now let's go to silver. Hey, we got 4 people watching. I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. But yeah, so let's get back to this. This is where the SMT for this one is at. Let's see, the first and second quarter. That'll be the week. Yeah, right here. This is Monday 11. Monday 11. Right here. Okay, perfect. That's where it was at. Okay, and then this one is Tuesday the 10th. So you see that, and I think this one is Tuesday the 10th. Perfect. So look, so that's where I'm thinking, so maybe that's the move. It's making me think it's going to go up, but in reality, it's probably going to continue back down. Because of this is like what I'm saying is about when you have the SMTs like that, where the next SMT is going to be is in the third and fourth quarter. And if I invert it, yeah, well, this one will just continue making lower lows. This one's going to make, this one made the higher high and then the lower lows. So that's what I'm kind of saying is that a lot of times what I usually do when I'm kind of unsure is I'll take the sell into these levels, understanding, okay, these are the levels that have to be tapped. This is where the decision level is going to happen at. I'll just take the trade into these levels, understanding, okay, I'm either going to close once it hits these levels, or I'm just going to go break even, and if it continues lower, then I benefit from it. If it ends up reversing, then I'm at break even anyways at that point. So it goes back to just understanding how you manage it too. But I do see that happening, and I do see this possibly happening. But okay, but then in this case, look, you see how this is going down? This is the same thing. This is going down. So that's not a crack. The crack is not there yet. Hey, I was watching this video, and it was funny. He was interviewing crackheads, and the crackhead goes, "I'm not a crackhead. I'm a crack body." That shit was funny. Okay, so then maybe this might be it then. Okay, it goes back to understanding that these need to create an SMT, right? So if one of them needs to be cracked, that means this one could possibly be, this could be the crack. Like let's say this ends up going up, that creates the SMT, and then this one just never makes a new high and it just continues down. Cause I have a picture. It shows exactly like where the cracks are, and actually, let me show you. Actually, look right here. This is exclusive for you guys only. Look right here. So let me find. This was at the Thursday. Thursday the 4th. Oh yeah. Thursday the 4th. Was it right here? Did I delete all that stuff? I must have deleted it. Can't remember. Friday the 5th at 4 o'clock. Oh shit. Friday the 5th at 4. Friday. Friday the 5th. Oh, you're right here. I can't remember where the hell it. Oh, actually, I know where it's at. It's on my other chart. This is a different chart. I don't have this chart. Actually, I'll show it to you. This is my data chart. That way you guys can see what I'm talking about. Thursday the 4th. Yeah, right here. Okay, right here. Right here. I'm back. What did I miss? Oh, you missed everything. Alright, so look. These are the same times right here. And this is exactly the move right before the big move for news. So you see that move for news? This is what I'm trying to point out right here. Is this. Let me remove this so you can see a little better. So this one goes down. This one goes up. Perfect crack. Then on a smaller time frame, it was crack right here to go down. This one cracked to go up. Perfect. Crack again. And then this one went up. And then this one went down. And then those were the crack. Like I'm saying, these assets are supposed to be in sync. So if all of a sudden they're not in sync no more, something is going on. It's like trying to tell you what's going on. So let me get back off of that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, is that it needs to kind of give you a heads up. Oh, there it goes. Look. Perfect. All right, let's see. Let's see. All right, let's see now. All right. All right, so look at this. This will be Thursday 1:30. Thursday 1:30. Perfect right here. You can just say here. This will be the low. So look, that's where a crack could possibly be at. I need to figure this out. I need to try to figure this out. All right, give me a second, y'all. I'll be right back. Give me a second. I just need to lock in for a sec. Give me a sec. I need to lock in. Hey, we cooking though. We cooking. We cooking. We already almost been on for 2 hours. Yeah, it is a crazy thing. I don't know why they do that or how they do that. It is crazy to think about. If it's really just random people buying and selling, how do they end up still two different pairs, way different prices? It's crazy. Get paid. Get paid. Get in the cage. Whoa. Oh, nah. I haven't been in it. I'm not sure if you gotta pay for it or not. But I'll be keeping up with them still. Just watch all the stuff they post. I mean, I don't know if yeah, I haven't paid for nothing, so I'm not in anything. But I don't know if he gives us free access to it either. Yeah, that would have been a nice sell from right there. If you really think about it, that would have been exactly from this gap. That was the last gap. Alright, so we're in a daily gap, so this will be a previous low right here. And then we do have that right there. That is that tap, or it's going to be this one. This one or this one. 60 pip difference. Oh man, I missed those streams so much. I picked the small things from the streams to help me today. I know. Yeah, you just gotta. Yeah, it's not the same anymore. Shit changed kind of fast, but it's all good. We're grinding now, doing it, on our own journey. I'm on my own journey. Shit, I'm streaming now. I want to stream every day if I can. That's my goal. Stream every day, and then we'll be on and cracking. Like I say, man, I plan on taking these big ass trades on stream every time I take them. at some point. So just imagine though, we're killing in 100 pip trades, matter of time. That's why I say the once I catch a 500 pip move on stream, there's gonna be no denying it type of thing, you know. That Model 1 got graped by market. Oh. But it goes back to what I say. There's no Model 1. And if it is a Model 1, then it goes back to what I'm saying, it not lining up with time now. So this was the 15-minute Model 1. Okay, perfect. But we also said the fair value gap tap needs to be in this third candle, which is this move way over here. So that means it's not the right one anyways, because it's happening before that move, you know. So that's another sign. And then it goes back to understanding SMTs, understanding that there's not an SMT either. It can't be it. Every time I go to where the bottom trade is at, look, SMT, perfect. Anywhere there's a big top or bottom, SMT, like, so it goes like, you just can't deny it. Should start streaming like Wix and Dawn. Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna start streaming every day from now on. I stream every day pretty much. I just honestly, like, the last few streams, it's only been like one or two people. It hasn't been that many people, cause I also haven't been posting it, like, but it's cause I've also taken such a long break that it just, once I start doing it every day again, people get familiar with me being on all the time. They'll start showing up. Yeah, exactly. That's why I say is like, that's why you remove, yo, what's up? That's why I say you remove your emotions by following a plan. When you follow a plan, you don't have to stress over it. You just follow it. It's when you're taking FOMO trades, or you're taking just price action, reading pure price action, you'll be worried about it, you know. So if you're ever worried about a trade, it's because you didn't follow the plan that you know works. But if you follow the plan and it still fails, it's like what Don would always say: did you win or did you lose? I lost. Okay, if you lost, did you follow the plan or did you not follow the plan? I followed the plan. All right, then that's a win in your book still, because of the fact that you took a trade off of a plan that you know that works. It wasn't a FOMO, it wasn't a just reading price action, because it goes back to kind of what we're saying is that taking that move up, thinking, oh, this is the one, it does everything it needs to do to make you believe it's the one. And that's why I'm saying though, but the only thing that's distinguishes it from being a real one and a fake one is those certain little things that I figured out that will help you identify it. Bob, no, I don't remember you, bro. But I'm good, bro. How you been? But yeah. So let me get back to this. I'll be back. I'm just gonna try to cook some up. Oh, no, it's not like that. I just haven't streamed in like a year or something, so it's been a long time. I don't really remember that many people's names and stuff. Oh, I blocked you. That's probably why I don't remember you. Nah, that's cool, bro. That's funny, bruh. Oh, that's good. Yeah. All right, yo, I'm back to the yo, my bad. I'm trying to figure something out. Give me a second. Here we go. Well, you want to laugh too, or what? I doubt this shit's gonna move now. Yeah. No, that's actually what I'm thinking is gonna happen too. Is that it's just gonna kind of prep up before that, and then maybe um, when I see silver, like how I was saying, is that they need to make the SMT. If this one doesn't break the low, this one's gonna. This one will have to, and this one's not far away. You could kind of see like the distance in between this one and this one is a little bit further than this one right here. It's a little bit closer. So my guess would be that this one will be the one that breaks the low before possibly moving up if it does do that. But I mean, I could be wrong too, and like I say, it could still be moving down from this SMT. But what I think, because it goes back to just understanding the quarters, is that the SMTs are going to happen between these quarters. So this will be one. This will be three. Actually, let me put this down. Actually, so this will be the third quarter. This will be the fourth quarter. So this could possibly be the move down too, because this is coming down like that. Damn, I just kind of noticed that. But let me see silver. Wait, that's the 4 hour. Wait, let me check something real quick. 4 hour time frame. that's not that. So we're still on this daily gap. Actually, if this is a daily, oh no, yeah, this is the daily gap. Then you got the 1 hour. Previous low should be somewhere. Should also be the true week open. And then the true week open. So I think, so it goes back to, I think it's still not going to be until this next 4 hour candle anyways. Meaning it's still going to have to sweep that, possibly even close below here and then start moving up. So it could just be moving around for CPI. I don't really, until CPI, I mean. But yeah. But yeah, I'm probably gonna hop off already. I've been on for like 2 hours already though. But I'm gonna hop off and I'll probably be on for New York or something. If you guys would be on, which is probably for me right now, it's my time. It's 12:45, so New York Open at 5:30's in pretty much just 5 hours. So I'm a crash out for a little bit and I'll be back up in the morning. But yeah, I appreciate you guys.